Back, gang. Two Casual MMA podcast, the podcast for the casuals from Two Casuals. And we're back in action. We're back in
He's
action
got
with
it.
my main man, Kenny. How are you, mate?
I'm back, mate. I'm still on holidays, but I've made it happen. Got the laptop, got it rolling. I'm in my niece's purple room. So, yeah, got to make it happen. There's lots of news happening going on.
Mate, I'm very happy to be not just rambling on by myself. It's actually great to have you back, mate. As much as I like, and as much as a lot of people know, I probably like the sound of my own voice, but I don't like it that much.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it that much, mate. How was your time away?
Yeah, it's good. F1 and then a cruise. I'll probably never go on a cruise again, but the F1 was good. So
Not a big cruise fan.
Not a big cruise fan, but mate,
But you're a big UFC fan, mate.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot happening in the world of the UFC. And we're going to kick things off because it's not that far away because we're almost at fight week.
Yeah, it's getting close.
UFC 300 is absolutely humongous. It's going to be off tap. I actually can't believe that it's come around this fast.
Yeah, it's snuck up a bit. It's snuck up. I've been on holiday. I've been a bit preoccupied of other things, and it's right around the corner now. So here we go,
mate. I wanted to bring up just a bit of a chit chat. This obviously before fight week happens, and
yeah,
I just feel like I feel like myself, and I feel like you would probably have a lot of questions leading up to the 300 about a few certain things. So I'm going to kick things off with you here, right? My first question to you is leading into UFC 300 is, how do you think Kayla Harrison is going to handle the jump to the UFC and fighting somebody of a caliber of Holly Holm?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to show, like, she's a judo gold medalist, so obviously Ronda was a silver or bronze medalist, so that worked out for her. So I think it's a big jump, and Holly is a very good opponent. So I think it'll either be exposed or she'll show that she is worth, like, she does belong. So it's interesting.
You don't think it's going to be one of those fights where it's going to be like a close decision or something like that? You either think Kayla's going to dominate Holly or Holly's going to dominate her. It's one or the other.
I reckon that might be the case. What are your thoughts?
It's like with a lot of those fights, mate. Like usually the ones where it's the question of caliber, like whether the caliber's there or not. Because just in recent memory, when Michael Chandler fought Dan Hooker for the first time coming over from Bellator to the UFC, he put on a clinic in round 1 against Dan Hooker and knocked him out. And I think even though it was a decision win for Michael Venom Page, I still think it was a dominant showing. I don't think it was close. So I tend to agree with you in the sense that I think it could either be, it's going to be one or the other. There's not going to be like 50-50 down the middle here.
It's interesting. It's a big fight for Kayla and for Holly, I reckon.
I think it's a massive fight, mate, because I think like with a win here for Kayla, it could send her soaring on a trajectory to a title shot like instantly.
Yeah, and the women's bantamweight division is kind of lacking some stars at the moment, so she could be the one to take over and take control of that division. Because like if she does win, I would probably pick her to win the title. I should probably get a title shot, and she'll probably win the title.
How big is the jump? Do you think the jump is that big from where she's been fighting to the UFC? Do you think they could have given her somebody that is less, what's the word, as less respected and less accomplished as a Holly Holm?
I think they know the jump, right? Because they train with these UFC guys and girls anyway, so they know the caliber of what they're going to and what they're being fighting. So I think she's aware of what, and I think she's definitely the ultimate competitor. I think she'll do well personally, but yeah, I don't think the jump will be big for Kayla Harrison.
Yeah, I'm not going to give too much away because I think at some point we're going to do our UFC 300 predictions and that sort of stuff. But it's just, I think leading up to the card, I just think it's really important just to have some questions about what I'm expecting and some questions I'm having about the card going into it. There's 2 more questions that I have in store for you. Do you have any questions leading up to UFC 300?
Well, my question to you was also, how good is Kayla Harrison? So we'll skip that one.
Well, mate, I got plenty, mate. I got plenty.
I think mine might be similar to yours as well. But mine is, can Max withstand Justin's shots for 5 rounds? It's a 5-rounder, I think, isn't it, for the BMF?
It's a 5 rounder.
Yeah. Can Max Can he withstand those shots and win the fight for 5 rounds?
Well, mate, without revealing my pick on who I think's going to win this BMF title, excuse me, I actually think that Max can withstand the shots. I think his chin is godly, legendary.
Yeah.
And I rewatched the fight that he had with Dustin Poirier, and obviously that first round was not ideal for Max. You could have argued that might have been a 10-8 for Dustin. You could have.
Yeah.
But after that, even when Dustin was winning the exchanges, Max didn't look like he was going to get out of there. But having said that, it's been 5+ years since that as well. So you have to take that into account on top of that. But another thing that I think you have to take into account is, has Max learnt from that fight? Has he learnt to, legitimately put the size on and know what he's in for fighting a real lightweight?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think he released a clip. I think it was today or yesterday. He's sparring again. I think he said a few years ago that he stopped sparring, but he released a clip that had a few clips of him sparring, which is interesting. So I think he might be good. I think he might be comfortable with taking shots still. So, right, it's gonna be a good fight, I reckon.
I'm sitting here with a Justin Gaethje shirt on right now as we speak. As I said, like these are two of my guys. They're probably, they're without doubt probably both of them in my top 5 all time. So this is a big deal. this is a big deal for me, and I'm super invested. And I actually love. This is the first I've heard of it. I actually love the fact that Max is back sparring. That shows.
Yeah, I think it's his latest post. If you check it out on Instagram, it's his latest post. He's got a couple of clips of him sparring. So, yeah.
Did you see there's like a 3-minute clip about Justin was talking about it's like a little bit of a back and forth, and Justin was talking about how he thinks like he's going to finish Max, and he said like it'll be Tony Ferguson style. He's just going to like
stoppage.
He's going to get into a point where he can't take any more punishment anymore.
Tell him it's a doctor stoppage.
Tell him it's a doctor stoppage. Tell him it's a doctor stoppage. But it's a legitimate good question, mate. Can Max withstand the power again? Because he has obviously a legendary chin. It's a question that's going to be answered, mate. Because this isn't going to be a quick fight like that. I think there's going to be some punishment had withstood from both of them. I do. Yeah. I do. I do think it's going to be a war. But mate, I'm sticking with the lightweight division here for my next question. I've got 2 more for you. So it's a little bit congested and it's a little bit weird because at the moment there's news that it's going to be Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier for the lightweight title. And I like that. That's good because I believe that Islam needs some fresh blood. I don't like the idea of him fighting Charles again, considering he's already fought Volk twice and then fighting Charles again. Like, I just feel like he needs some fresh challenges. And obviously, who better than Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje, people who have been up there for such a long time. But my question to you, mate, is the likelihood, it's a high likelihood that Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira win.
Yeah.
What happens if those two win there? Like, what? It's a mess.
It is a bit of a mess. I think Justin gets the title shot. It also depends. I guess it depends on who wins out of Islam and Dustin Poirier. So if Islam beats Justin Gaethje gets the title shot, and Charles either waits or fights someone else. If Dustin does beat Islam probably gets a rematch. So Justin Gaethje probably has to fight someone then, and that they might set up Charles and Justin. So it is a bit congested. It's not clear. Like it was clear until they booked Justin and Max. It was meant to be Justin versus Islam, but now it's a bit murky, and it's probably just dependent on 300 results and Islam and Dustin Poirier results. So I think after 300, it might be a bit clearer. I'd like imagine maybe a Max and Charles rematch at 155. Like that'd be good.
Like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I guess maybe if Max loses as well and Charles wins, that could still be set up. Like, because that I like that actually. Max and Charles at 155.
Do you have any regrets about Max and Justin being paired up now, considering Ilya Topuria is now the featherweight champion. Max could have got the shot at Ilya. Justin could have got the shot at Islam, which I feel that both of them are probably the rightful next challenges for both of them. You still have absolutely no regrets about Islam, about Max and Justin being.
No, like that's fine. I don't think Max is the rightful next challenger for Ilya. I think Alex definitely deserves a rematch.
Oh, come on, mate. Come on.
Of course he does. He's the greatest featherweight of all time.
But he needs to take 12 months off. And Ilya's not taking 12 months. And the next man up, don't worry about this champ bullshit. The next man up is the Blessed Express.
Maybe he goes back to 145 after 300, but he's looking quite big. I don't know if that's his plan. He might want to stay up there depending on how it goes. So,
I think there's some fun fight. I think there's some fun fights at lightweight, regardless of what happens at UFC 300. But I still think it's just a little bit congested, and it's just something that I wanted to bring up with you because, it's just so dependent on these two fights, like of what could possibly happen next. Because if Justin gets rolled, unlikely. Charles could very easily get beat because, like, Armin. We
haven't said much about Armin, have we?
Sarukian?
We'll go with that. Whatever you're happy with.
If he wins and Islam wins, I think it's Islam and Armin.
Possibly, yeah. I think it depends if Justin Gaethje wins. I think if Gaethje wins and Islam wins, I think they have to do that. They can't give him the BMF and then not give him a title shot against Islam. I don't like you said, I don't like Islam and Charles again. It's already been done. No. I'm a huge Charles fan, but it's already been done. Like there's so many good matchups there for Islam now. So
and fun ones.
Yeah, I don't think even with a win, Charles gets a title shot.
With a win, who would Charles fight? Max could be a fight at 155. Win or lose, maybe. That's
what I'm thinking. Yeah, and a fun fight. It's a fun fight too.
And like they're two huge fan favorites. So I don't see
maybe
why
Max. If Max wins, maybe Max and Charles for the BMF.
Mad.
Yeah.
This BMF title's just throwing so much shit around, man. It's crazy, but
yeah.
Do you have any other questions leading up to UFC 300?
Oh, I think the ones I have listed are kind of. Mine was also against Charles. Like for Charles, can he get it done against Armin? Is he still that guy?
Can Charles get it done against Armin?
Yeah, or does he get it done? Or
mate, I said I'm not going to reveal does he get it done, but I'm going to tell you this. I think that there are levels. So Armin beat Beneil Dariush pretty easily, and everybody's quick. Like in the MMA world, and UFC fans are very, very quick to just jump on somebody very fast without realizing who their next opponent is and what their body of work is, and just how good they still are. I think that there are levels from Beneil to Charles. There's a completely different level here. Even though Charles is the outsider, do I think Charles can win? Yes, 100%.
Him being the outsider is outrageous, by the way.
It's insane. It was the same as when Dustin fought Benoit. I thought to myself, how is he an outsider? And same here, I think, how is Charles an outsider considering his only loss is Islam?
Yeah.
He's beat everyone else, and not only has he beat him, he's finished him.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Like he finished Gaethje and Beneil in one round. And he finished Dustin inside 3, Chandler inside 2. Like he's no joke. There are levels to this. And I think Armin is going to find out, win or lose, that there are levels.
Absolutely. Can't wait. It's a big card.
Matt, I got one more question for you, and it's about the main event. Because I think it's important to talk about the main event here. And I want to talk purely just about Alex Pereira here. And I think if he defends this belt, is there any chance that his next fight could be for heavyweight gold?
Why not? He's gone up a couple of times. Like he's gone up now, like gone up once. Why not do it again? I think because it could be because there's not really a clear contender at light heavyweight. Like there's not anyone that stands out. I guess there's obviously contenders, but there's no clear clear contender at the moment.
Yep.
But also heavyweight is also murky as well. So did he fight? Did he fight Tom for the interim? I don't know. Like he wouldn't really be a three division champ if he won the interim. Like he would be, but they wouldn't credit him for it. He has to get the undisputed. So is it worth fighting Tom Aspinall for the interim? It's probably not, because that's a terribly tough fight. So
Awful.
I don't think he goes to light heavyweight heavyweight unless he's fighting for the undisputed title.
I'm going to make a prediction here, mate, that without spoiling anything, but I predict that if I'm going to put like this like crystal ball thing on, and I'm going to predict that John Jones fights Stipe Miocic at some point. That's his next fight. Yeah. I think regardless of what happens there between the two of them, I think both of them retire. I think it's their last fight, regardless.
Yeah.
I think that Tom Aspinall is going to fight Cyril Gane in England on the with the same card as Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad. The winner of that fight might do similar to Rob Whittaker back in the day, get elevated to heavyweight champ once John or Stipe retires.
Yeah.
And then that's when, if Alex wins this fight against Jamal Hill, I think he slips in and fights the winner of Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane for the heavyweight championship. That's my big prediction.
He might, but like, does he not fight in that time? I think that's a pretty long timeline. Does he not fight?
I think it could be end of year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure this England card might be set for 304. Is the one before Perth?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not sure. I don't think I haven't seen any reports on when it would be. So
let's say it's before Perth. Let's say it's in July.
Yeah.
So that's August, September, October, November. Let's say he's on the December card, or even November at Madison Square Garden, if they do that there again, which they normally do.
Yeah.
So that'll be 7 months off. I think that's plenty of time.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
and it's enough time to wait.
Depending, if they're offering John 300, he surely is somewhat close to go as well. So maybe they do John and Stipe at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, at the end of the year.
Yeah, because
it's an interesting one.
Yeah. So who knows? But I do agree that it's probably John's and Stipe's last fight.
I think so too, mate. Yeah. I think the winner of... I mean, it's not confirmed. It's not set in stone or anything, but I'm just assuming it's going to be Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane for the interim, and whoever wins that fight is probably going to get elevated to heavyweight champion officially once the winner of John and Stipe retire. Because I think they're both done.
Cyril's already fought for the interim, hasn't he? Did he fight Francis for the interim?
He's fought for the title as well.
Oh, has he?
Against John. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah. But wait, the Francis fight, that was for the interim.
No, that was for the belt. That was when Francis was the champion as well.
Right.
And he fought John for the title as well. But both times he's come up a bit stuck. But not too bad of a caliber of two fighters to come up unstuck against, mate. Like they're probably
pretty good.
The two premier heavyweights. So there's plenty of questions leading up to UFC 300, mate. There's heaps of questions, and I'm buzzing, mate. I'm buzzing for next week, leading up to fight week and leading up to the card. I'm going to get a shitload of sleep the night before because 7 hours of fights, mate. The amount of Red Bulls and coffees and pies and stuff that we're going to consume on that day, maybe
from the right past prelim fights.
I'm excited, mate.
All the way
from Cody to Fig to AP and Jamal, mate. It's going to be epic.
Every fight. There's no toilet breaks.
We'll just have buckets next to the lounge, just in case we're ready to go. Just cut a hole through the lounge whilst we're sitting on it. Very, very hygienic here at 2 Casual MMA. Just what we're going to do next, we are going to do a draft, a fun sort of draft. We're going to pick 5 UFC fighters. We go on current UFC fighters, mate?
Yeah, current, yeah.
All right, current UFC fighters. We're going to do a draft of 5 fighters that we pick in a bar fight. So we're going to rock off here live, scissors, paper, rock style, on who's going to get first pick on who is going to join them in this bar fight. 5 fighters that they'd like on their side just in case some shit went down at the bar, whether that be you spilled a drink on someone, whether you were talking to some guy's missus, any of that jazz.
And you know us, we always get into bar fights, right? So we need a squad.
Mate, you're covered, mate. You're covered. You're a Muay Thai specialist, mate. I've only got the mouth. That's all I got. That's it.
That's why you need 5 UFC fighters to help you.
I just want to know this. When you play scissors, paper, rock, do you go scissors, paper, boom? Or do you go one? All right. So scissors, paper, and then bang. We go on rock. All right.
And we're doing just one or best of 3?
No, just one, mate.
Just one. Righto.
Just one. You ready? Ready to rock?
Ready?
Here we go. Scissors, paper, rock live on the Two Casual MMA podcast. Scissors, paper, rock. All right. We're going again. Ready? Go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
3. Oh, fucking hell.
So you got the rock. You get to go first, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sweet.
Damn it.
Easy
I
game.
was really hoping that I'd go first, but it is what it is. Kenny, mate, who's your first choice? Who's pick number 1?
Well, you need to go big guys, and you need to go like guys that can fight. So I don't like him, but my first is John Jones.
Ah, no, that's what I was going to pick first too.
He would he would do anything. He would throw chairs. He would bite people's ears off. He would do anything needed in a bar fight, I reckon.
Run people over in a car. The worst. Whatever it takes. Pesh, John, if you ever want to come on the Two Casual MMA podcast, it's just a joke, mate. It's all good. Like, don't stress. But I agree with you, mate. You have to have the best fighter in the history of the world.
Absolutely.
On your team. Like, you just have to. He was my first pick too.
Oblique kicking everybody, just ripping knees apart.
He's a great choice, mate, because also not only is he the best fighter, I think he is an absolute wild man. He would just be he's just bred different, mate. Absolutely bred different. But that's a great pick from you. Pick number 1.
I think
I'm very upset. I'm very upset. well, mate, I was having to think about it for a little while, and my first pick, I'm right there with you, mate. And am I breaking the law? Am I breaking the law here by going Francis Ngannou as my number 1 pick?
He's not a UFC fighter, but I'll let it pass. You can have him.
Well, mate, he's still current. He's still current. He's still there today. And whilst we're talking about him in a little while in UFC 300, I was like, you know what? Nothing like bringing some bloke with 2 fists that are like sledgehammers into that bar fight. He would just be swinging for the hills and knocking everything out in sight. Go Francis. I'd just jump on Francis' back. And just go to town and just watch him swing. Some of the fight that the fight where he caught Rosenstruck, he was throwing these like weird haymakers, and he still knocked him out. So good luck to whoever's like trying to come at me in the Predator, mate. That's all I got to say. But Francis is
it's me and John.
Francis is my number 1 pick, but I think I've broken the rule a little bit here, but.
That's fine.
That's fine. Rules meant to be broken here on Two Casual. We've got to keep it interesting.
I think it's kind of a trend with the first 2, and my second was kind of on trend as well. But I think we should limit 1 heavyweight each.
All right, done deal.
Right, that takes off Tom.
Oh, were you going to go Tom?
I was, but you can't have the heavyweight champ and the interim heavyweight champ, and then you can't just have But my next one, I think
John and Francis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this guy, my second guy, this guy would have been in a few pub brawls. He's Scottish. He's a bit of a wild man. He's very good at jiu-jitsu. It's Paul Craig.
Wow, that's a great pick, mate. I really like that, actually. I was not expecting it. That's a great pick.
I think he would just be a wild man in a pub brawl. Like the Scottish, he's got the jiu-jitsu, so if there's any takedowns happening, he's in there breaking arms.
That's a great, mate. That's a great pick. You've really thought about this. That is, I like that.
Yeah, I have. I like winning. So yeah, I have thought about it.
I like that, mate. I really like that pick. Because I want something as well that I'm not expecting, and I was not expecting that at all. That's a brilliant pick from you. What do they call him? The bear Jew?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm not
sure. Am I just talking bollies here?
This Braveheart.
Mate, honestly, I'm very, very impressed with that pick. So we've got John Jones and Paul Craig.
Yep.
Wow.
Who have you
Okay.
got? Who have you got coming up next?
Mate, that's a tough follow because I wanted something that was going to shake things up a little bit, but I have to do it. I have to pick this man, the most violent man in the UFC. I happen to be wearing his t-shirt. He's my number 2 pick, and it's the highlight, Justin Gaethje, because I don't even need to explain. Like, do I really have to explain why Justin Gaethje is my second choice? The man is durable. The man has, like, again, sledgehammers for fists. I think he's been in a few barroom brawls. He's got that rough vibe about him. I think he could take on people that are his size, bigger. But honestly, I don't really need to explain too much as to why Justin Gaethje is my second pick. So I got Francis and Justin. It's not a bad two, to be honest. Who you got, mate? Wow, Jesus, this is wild, mate. I was not expecting that at all. You with me, mate?
I think I dropped out there for a sec, but yeah, I'm back.
It's all right, mate. It's all good. What will happen is they'll just edit out, so it's all good. So you going, mate? Kevin Holland is your third pick.
Kev Holland, third man, wild man. You just need these wild guys. I think you need to scare people in a bar fight.
I like it, mate. I really do.
Yeah.
I really love that choice for you. I love the fact that you're not going just the standard route like that people would just pick. Me, on the other hand, picking Francis. That's the casual in me. Francis and Justin, no problem.
I did pick John Jones. I did pick the greatest of all time.
You have to. He has to be. Like, he is. If you're not picking him one, what is wrong with you? Like, do you actually know? True. Like, because I was like, if I win this scissors paper rock, it's over. John's my pick. But mate, I like your picks because I think you've really thought about this. Like, who you'd be really safe with? Because me, I don't know if I've really thought about this because, in a sense, right? So my next pick, it's not. I don't think you would really think this. So, yeah, it's all well and good. I think you have to have some wild men. I do.
Yeah.
But you also have to have some smart men.
Yeah.
I think you have to have someone in there like just that really like has a think like in between like what's going on and goes like the correct route. Like somebody who I can really rely on here, like to go just lead me to the promised land.
Yeah.
And I have got Alexander Volkanovski.
He would be an asset in a bar brawl.
Just purely because of his IQ.
Yeah.
Greatest featherweight of all time, in my opinion. One of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. Small Volk, he'd still be strong, and he'd be able to take majority of those people in the bar anyway. So the reason why I'm picking him is because Francis and Justin are my wild boys.
Yeah.
And Volk's my not conservative, but he's my thinker. He's the chess player. Just going, okay, let's really think about this strategy and then just rip in. That's why
look for the poor cues and
yeah, yes, smash the schooner glasses or the whole schmozer. But I was umming and ahhing a little bit about Volk. I was like, do I just go IQ or do I just go for blokes that are just going hammer and tong? But I think I'm happy with Volk as my third pick in this draft.
That's a good pick, mate. I think my next pick is complete hammer and tong, all gas, no brakes. Bar fights are quick. They're over quickly. Just this guy likes to go like 100% out the gate. It's Michael Chandler.
That's a great pick too, mate. I love this. This is really good. I like your picks. I really do.
I think you just 100% full steam ahead, taking on anyone. Doesn't matter who. You get it over mate. And done with quick.
I agree. I think Chandler would be like, mate, let's just absolutely demolish these guys within a minute and just get out and just carry on to the next pub and have another drink after that. Having said that, with Michael constantly saying, see you at the top and training on repeat, he's probably going to have a water at the next pub, but he would get it done quick. There's definite power there, and he's a lunatic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your side's good. It's very good. I've got 3 blokes in mind for me, and I have to cut one of them.
Ooh.
Oh, dude.
Who have you got?
I think I'm going to have to go the standard route here. I'm going to go with another guy. I can't not do it. It's my number 4 pick. Again, just an absolute raving lunatic. And someone else who I think would just bite down on the mouthpiece. Well, not the mouthpiece, probably bite down on the chicken schnitzel, let's be fair. And just go hell for leather. Wouldn't matter who it was there. He'd just see red, and he would just be an absolute savage, what we'd expect. And I have to pick Dan Hooker.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have to pick Dan, mate. Man. And also, Dan is very, very durable. And I'm going for somebody also that has a little bit of durability there as well. And Dan definitely has that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he's for sure got durability.
It's like someone's going to put a pool cue over his head and he's just going to say, just a scratch.
He's going to laugh at him.
And just carry on. But I'm very comfortable here, mate. I'm very comfortable. I know that I haven't got too much size, but Francis is also leading the charge. And then I've just got Justin, Alex, and Dan just there in front of me. No worries, boys. You just let rip. I'm happy with that. Let's go.
I've got this. My last one is a bit of a maybe a bull terrier, like on the Volk side of things, but he's still a wild man. He's Russian. He will not stop. It is Petr Yan.
Mate, that I've said this every choice. That he was one of my thoughts in my head. I was like, he's a great choice. A really good choice.
I think he would probably kill a few people in a bar fight, like, and not even blink. Like,
what about his whistle?
Stuff for people. Yeah,
his whistle. As soon as he starts the whistle, and that's not whistle for more drinks. Like, as soon as he starts the whistle,
we're on, boys.
Boy. I love that choice, mate. I think that Paul Craig was the most surprising, but your choice of Peter Yan is my favorite. I just think, yeah, man, he would just be an absolute raving lunatic.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to stop him. I don't think Francis would stop him. I don't think Justin would stop him. No one could stop him. I don't think. He'd just keep going until he's dead or killed someone.
He'd be an animal. Yeah, mate. This is tough for me. I'm tossing up between two blokes, and I mean, I just picked Dan Hooker in at number 4, and the other person I was thinking about is similar to Dan Hooker in a sense, and I think I'm going to go the opposite. I think I'm going to go the other one. So
yeah,
the person I'm picking, my 5th pick, small guy. Again, I'm going for somebody that I think's been there and done it. Experienced players here. Yeah. The streets. He's all about the streets. I think he's come across some actual near death situations in the past. So I don't think it phases him. I think he's going to be a bull and charge full steam ahead. Probably the most durable man in the history of the world. I'm going Marlon Cheeto Vera as my 5th pick.
Yeah, he would have seen some shit. That's a good pick. Yeah.
I just think the durability again plays, but the experience. Yeah. I just think experience would play in a bar fight. He would know exactly what to do. That man. He is. I think he's a lunatic. I think he'd fight to the death, and there's nothing that you can throw at him that's going to put him down.
Absolutely, mate. He's an animal. I think he would. You could similar to Dan. You could wrap a pool cooler around his head, and he'd keep coming.
Yeah, and I think I like the thought of having all these loonies and just Volks in the middle, just like sitting there thinking, just like, okay, look, this is happening. All right, we'll go here. But I like my choices of durability alongside the wild men, alongside the hammer fists of Francis with Volks IQ there in the middle.
John has good fight IQ, so I guess that's my IQ.
That's the pick. If you're not picking John, then first, do you even know about bar brawls and barroom fights? Probably not.
Who was the other guy that you're teetering with?
Max Holloway.
Max does Sean Strickland get anywhere in there?
No, I didn't come across my head. No.
I literally only just thought of him just now.
I was a little bit biased because I love the boys, and I'm pretty confident with them, with those guys that I love. And I just thought Max is maybe a little bit too similar to Dan in that regard, where like there's not a whole lot of power in the punches, but there's a lot of volume. They're both tall, long, plenty of heart, great chin, bit loopy. But I think in a bar brawl, I think I'm leading with Dan over Max.
That's fair. That's fair. While all these guys are fighting, I'm running home. I'm nowhere near
that. You're out of there. I'm peeping through the glass, having just a little bit of a geezer of like, wow, look at this. Why do I think in the middle of that, like, Volk might go to old man Volk and just have a sleep in the middle and just go, the boys have got this. It's all good.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Because he's friends with everybody. He just feel like,
boys. None of this, boys.
The boys have got this. It's all good. But it's a bit of fun, mate. I'm thinking of, like, in future doing some drafts about different things on different podcasts. I just think it's just a fun thing to do. And I thought it like perfect one to start is just like a fight simulator of sorts, and nothing better than a barroom fight, mate. But we're going to finish the podcast off. It's a big topic, mate. I've been dying to talk to you about it, and it's been a long time coming because we've been talking about this hypothetical for a long time, and now it's actually here. It is Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev in Saudi Arabia, 5-round main event. It's a big deal. I think it's as good as a pay-per-view for us. The main event's as good as any pay-per-view we'll see this year. So, mate, what do you think about the matchup? What are your thoughts about it all?
I love it. It's a huge fight for Rob. If Rob can get this done, it cements him as the number one guy in the division. But it's also a huge fight. It's the same story for Hamza. If he beats Rob Whittaker, there's kind of no denying him now. Like there's no like I think all doubts have pretty much shed if he beats Rob. So it's a huge fight. I love it. I'm going to be incredibly nervous. I love it and also hate it for Rob, but I don't think it doesn't matter who we fight. So that'll be the same. So it's a incredible fight. I'm kind of glad that Rob's not on the Perth card because he would probably pull out because we're going to it. But so I'm all for it. I'm all for it. It's probably going to be an early morning one too, being in Saudi. Yeah, early morning wake up, but I'm there. I'm not there, but I'll be on my couch watching it.
Mate, I've got a lot of questions for you because when this fight went down, you were actually on the cruise, and I was holding back. I was like, why is this happening now? Like when I can't actually get in touch like this, because I've been talking up Khamzat for a long time, and Rob's your boy. But like, I love Rob, but he's your boy, right?
Yeah.
He is your boy. And I was like, wow, it's just been booked and I can't even get in contact. What the hell is this about? But mate, like, as you said it something great there. You said all the questions about Khamzat will be answered here. There is no ifs, no buts, no nothing. Everything will. And the best part about this, because I mean, Khamzat shouldn't have to prove to random people, but he's gonna prove something here, right? Something's going to be proven. And I think it's really good that this is the main event on a specific card, that they're the main event, because in a 3-round fight, it's a hell of a lot different. Like,
I agree.
5 rounds, like there's been enough hype on Khamzat for a long time where he's right now, he's one of the biggest names in the sport, I think, and I feel, and I think it's about time. Even though he hasn't had a title shot yet, he probably hasn't, like, obviously fighting Kamaru Usman's legit, but like regards to like a genuine middleweight, like an Israel Adesanya, Dricus du Plessis, Rob Whittaker, Sean Strickland, whoever it may be, Paul Costa, this is like the first real big test, and over 5 rounds, it's really going to prove something, and it's either going to prove people right or it's going to shut them up about whatever. We're sending around the cardio, the wrestling, the championship pedigree, the works.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm one of those guys that question Khamzat every chance I get. So this will shut me up, or I can say I told you so to you.
Yeah, no, it's big. It's a big one, mate. It's a big one.
It is, and I'm going to be incredibly nervous. I don't know how I'm going to cope.
Whilst I've been on the Khamzat train for a while, I'm 100% with Rob for this fight.
Yeah,
I want Khamzat to lose. I do not want him to win. I think Rob deserves the belt. Deserves a shot at the belt. If this is one last hurrah, he deserves it,
Yeah.
Rob is the man that deserves. He's been through murderer's row multiple times, and he's still proving on the regular that he is the elite of elites. And I'm not talking just elite middleweight. I'm talking pound for pound elite. I don't care that he lost to Dricus. I don't care that he lost to Israel in the second fight, even though that is pretty scary. That's a bit all up in the air. That was very close. So really, I don't care that he got TKO'd to Dricus. It doesn't faze me, because in my eyes, he is one of the pound for pound best fighters in the UFC, belt or no belt. I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an awesome fight. It'll probably cement the number one contender. I think they've kind of put Sean Strickland to the wayside a little bit, and this fight will cement, because it's before the Perth card, so the winner of that will probably get the winner of 305 in Dricus versus Izzy's.
Yeah,
lot at stake.
Mate, do you think that there was any world where Rob could have waited and fought Sean Strickland? Because, in all due respect, I feel like Sean Strickland would have been a easier matchup for Rob than Khamzat.
I agree. Yeah, he definitely could have. They probably could have done that fight in Perth. Yeah, obviously Rob kind of owes Australia and Perth a fight. He's pulled out a few times, or not on his own accord in the last one. Sean has history in Australia. He had some backing in his last fight in Australia, so they could have definitely done that down here as a co-main event as a number one contender fight to the main event. So that could have happened for sure. But Rob's taken the. I agree. He's taken the harder matchup in Khamzat in Saudi Arabia. He's gone all the way to the Middle East to fight pretty much a hometown fight for Khamzat. So yeah, it's a huge fight for Rob. It's a big risk.
I feel like, in a sense, like whilst you were talking there, something come up to me. I think Sean Strickland's an easier matchup here, because Rob has to deal with one thing with Sean, which is the Philly stance, the really good jab, and pretty well just turning into a striking battle. Here you have to worry about the takedown. You have to worry about the wrestling. You have to worry about Khamzat still has decent hands. I guess you have to worry about that too.
Absolutely.
But taking this Khamzat fight, do you think Rob is taking this fight still with something to prove?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he still wants to prove that he's the best in the division, and I think a win over Khamzat gives him a better case than a win over Strickland. Even though Strickland's a former champ, Khamzat is more of a boogeyman, more of a bigger fight, I think.
I'll give Rob kudos. I want Rob to get a shot at the belt at all. Like, doesn't matter. I don't care what route it happens. I hope he gets a shot. I liked the matchup with Sean Strickland. I was like, yep, I favor Rob 100% there. This fight's very 50-50 for me. This is like I feel like it's a flip of the coin. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know how this is going to go. So there's a lot more at stake, but I can't give Rob any more credit, because he's taken the harder fight. He's had to fly over to Saudi Arabia to do it. 5-round main event against a guy that, honestly, I don't think many people actually want to fight him. I think Rob is right. I think that not many people are itching going, give me Khamzat, please. But he's just like, well, I'll fight it, because he's fought once he knocks Khamzat off, he's only hasn't fought Sean Strickland. He's fought everybody.
Yeah, it's but that's been his entire career, just fighting murderers row from when his initial title run to get to the title, fighting all those guys, fighting Yoel, fighting Jacare, and now he's back at it again, just fighting all the best guys. That's what he does.
It's just classic. It's just classic Rob, mate. But
it is.
In all honesty, like I myself, I've been talking up the Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje fight for a month now, just going like how amped that I am for that one. But I found a fight that challenges it. Just because of the overall intrigue. I think I know what I'm getting with Max and Justin. Like I know what I'm getting. Where with Rob and Khamzat, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm getting here. Like, you could see even more excitement regarding Khamzat. Like, if Khamzat puts Rob away early, then that the mystique just goes like this through
Yeah,
through
I
the
think
roof.
the mystique is fully back if that happens.
And then, like, obviously, if Rob beats Khamzat, it's like, whoa, Rob beat him. Like, Rob's the first guy to beat him. And then that puts even more mystique on somebody that was already so loved in the UFC. So
Yeah,
I feel like, in a sense, even though the BMF title's on the line, even though, you know, like, whoever wins between Max and Justin puts themselves in a good spot to get undisputed gold, I feel like there's just more at play with Rob and Khamzat for me.
yeah, I agree. Even like the lightweight division is probably more exciting. I don't know. Maybe the middleweight division and the lightweight division are definitely the two best divisions in the UFC at the moment. So it's all exciting stuff, regardless. And I can't wait. I can't wait for that Rob Khamzat fight. I'm going to be stressing, but I love it.
I'll tell you what, mate. I think the WhatsApp chat is going to be somewhere that's going to be feared for one of us for a good little while. But having said, it's funny, mate, because I want Rob to win. I'm not going to be.
If Khamzat wins, I'm on the Khamzat train. Like, absolutely. If he can knock off Rob, I no further questions from me.
If Khamzat wins, I'm not going to be jumping on WhatsApp going, "Told you so," because I'll be I'll be shattered. I'll be like, "Oh,
it won't matter. My phone will be through the wall if that happens, I reckon."
Off. I might not pay a phone bill with Telstra leading up to it just so it gets cut off and I can't see shit. Yeah. No mobile data, no text, no nothing. But it's definitely a fun fight, mate, and it's carrying on the trend of the year of the UFC of just putting on just exciting fights on repeat. Even though this one is not a part of pay-per-view, it is still one of the most exciting fights of the year. And not just being, like, obviously Robert Whittaker fans, obviously having the intrigue of Khamzat Chimaev, I don't think you actually need to be a fully fledged Robert Whittaker or a Khamzat Chimaev fan to realize the magnitude and the excitement of this fight.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they put it on at a decent hour.
Mate,
I'll be up watching it anyway, but regardless.
Mate, I'm just hoping they get to the fight. Just get to the fight first.
That too. That is a concern.
Both the lads have history of, like, terrible bowels, terrible colds, COVID killing them. It's just big. It's just bullshit. You've probably paired. If there was a triple threat match between Rob Whittaker, Khamzat Chimaev, and Paulo Costa, I would be that's the most anxious I would be leading up to a fight because I'd be like, shit, I don't even know what's going to happen. Is it going to go down? No one's going to turn up. But nonetheless, mate, it's a great matchup. It's exciting. And it is. There's a lot riding on it here. But, mate, the UFC is it just keeps rocking and rolling. And we're leading into UFC 300, which fight week starts in 4 days.
4 days. Let's go. Can't wait. 300, biggest card of all time. Maybe not, but it's going to be good.
It's going to be a big week, mate. Like, because one last thing before we go, like, looking at the card itself, from top to bottom, obviously all the talk of, this main event's going to blow your mind. If there was none of that bullshit talk and you just looked at this card, you would be frothing at the mouth. Frothing. It's a great card.
It's unbelievable. It's
a great card.
Good.
And AP and Jamal is going to be a sick fight. I don't care that main event didn't blow my socks off at first, but it is going to be the fight's going to be great. It's going to be a striking battle, and I'm all for it. Yeah,
come on, AP. Let's get it done.
Mate, pleasure as always. Glad to have you back. I'm sick of rambling on by myself, mate. But that's another one for the books. Another episode down. We'll be back next week talking probably all UFC 300, leading up to UFC 300 and what a card it looks like it's going to be. Mate, pleasure as always. And we'll see you on the next one.
Let's do it then. See you, mate.
See you, casuals.